There's singular performances that take your breath away.
It's Leap to Fame hitting the lead. Inch by inch, the janitor's wearing him down. Leap to Fame, he's lifting. It's Leap to Fame. Oh, my goodness me, what a horse.
But then there's a body of work.
Oh, the Fame game continues. Leap to Fame, brilliant again.
The Derby is all over. Leap to Fame is going to annihilate them.
A modern-day champion becomes racing royalty.
What makes the champion stand out from the rest?
Stand up, ladies and gentlemen. Applaud the perfect pacer. Down to the line. And Larry, you've done it again. Leap to Fame, what a win.
What makes him so special? It's that incredible ability to beat their contemporaries and then to beat those that are coming again.
Kingman finding plenty though. Leap to Fame 3 metres away from Bulletproof Boy. But it's Kingman, Leap to Fame getting close. Leap to Fame's lunging. He lunges and wins. Oh, 3 in a row.
And be able to withstand the challenge.
Kingman looked to have him. And Leap to Fame has lifted like the champion he is.
He's CV-wise the equal of any horse we've seen.
But it's Leap to Fame clear, the Queensland star. He takes another great leap towards the great stage.
He becomes the richest earning pacer of all time in this part of the world.
Is he the greatest? Well, let's see how it turns out.
Leap to Fame was one of the horses sold in the APG sales in Sydney. It's quite interesting because he wasn't in the original catalogue. He'd been left out of the catalogue and they printed a loose page which went into the catalogue. At that stage we hadn't picked up our quota of yearlings we wanted to buy at the sale. Robbie Morris, on behalf of Grant Dixon, was left in the sales ring to see if he could buy something else before the sale concluded. And of course, history now tells us that we bought Leap to Fame.
47,500, say 50 if you like. I sell him, he goes, bidding, done, all done. To you, sir.
Which in my opinion, at that time, being by Bettor's Delight, was a real steal. And I put that down to the fact that it was because it was a loose page and he hadn't originally been included in the sale itself.
Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of all of us for the last APG sale of the year, we wish you well with your purchases and look forward to seeing you at the next APG event.
Grant sort of always had a wonderful feeling about this horse, and he was always convinced that the horse had what he terms a fantastic motor. And that means the horse has got tremendous athletic ability.
We always thought that he was going to be better than Colt 31. But when he won for myself, when he won the New South Wales Derby, the way that he won that race, I thought, you know, he's the next bracket up from Colt 31.
The blue ribbon distance of 1.5 miles. They're set. Racing.
It was when he went to the New South Wales Derby, a meticulous plan by Grant and Trista Dixon. He looked good in the heat, but he made a real statement in the final.
Where the leader going off stride there momentarily was Lightning Dan. They've got to My Ultimate Byron. Have a look at the acceleration. The turn of foot of Leap to Fame. It's put pay to them. My Ultimate Chevron's driving up on the inside. Hot Deal runs home, but the Derby is all over. Leap to Fame is going to annihilate them.
The performance, the way that he won it, there was just some real wow factor about that. And then after the presentation, speaking to Grant Dixon, and he said, this could be the best horse I've ever trained. His 3-year-old campaign, Leap to Fame, really set the scene for what was to come. To be able to go from Menangle to win the Derby, win the Victoria Derby, and in between that win the Queensland Derby as well.
Leap to Fame in front, fame and fortune, a glorious delight, he'll take the Derby.
He's a very special horse. You've had some great 3-year-olds. I know here a few seasons ago, Colt 31 went down narrowly. What does the Queensland Derby mean to you?
Oh, look, it's great. You know, the best part about tonight, you know, I've got most of my kids here and just makes it all that much better.
I think what we saw as a 3-year-old with Leap to Fame was that we saw the first signs of his stamina, the fact that he had so much bottom to him. If I go back to the Victoria Derby, when it came to crunch in the final and Grant Dixon drove Leap to Fame to make it a staying race, that was the first time we saw this is a Grand Circuit horse in the making. This is not a normal good 3-year-old. This is a horse who is going to go on and win great races as an older horse.
The elastic band might be broke now though, because Leap to Fame got away on Captain Ravishing. Leap to Fame opened up, Simply Sam down the outside, Rip and then Major Perry. It's Leap to Fame in front. It's going to be a long straight. Rip's getting home really well, but Leap to Fame's clear, and it's the third derby for the Queenslander. Leap to Fame, what a display and a great drive.
After his great 3-year-old season, he then went back home, and we're all waiting to see Leap to Fame step into open class racing for the first time. He was going to have to do a little bit of it at 4, but he had this winter carnival in his own backyard. Queenslanders couldn't wait to get to see him as well. The moment that showed he was unequivocally going to make that step into open class racing was at Redcliffe of all places. It was in the Patron's Purse. I've never seen a horse do what he did in that Patron's Purse.
Here's Leap to Fame, closing in quickly, stride by stride, he's going to Hot and Treacherous, they swing into the home straight, Leap to Fame draws alongside of Hot and Treacherous, puts him away, Speak the Truth running on late, oh the Fame game continues, Leap to Fame brilliant again.
To get back, to come wide around those bends at Redcliffe, it's hard enough on any harness track, but Redcliffe's a tiny little track. It's bizarre, there's nothing quite like it. It's a triangle track, there's 3 turns on it. And what does that mean? It's even harder to cover extra ground and come wide at Redcliffe than any other harness track in this part of the world, and win in the way that he did. I think anyone who saw him that night realised we were seeing the birth of a champion.
Because this is something to behold, this horse. Get on board, Leap to Fame. Number 1 horse in the state, number 1 horse in the country, and he might well be the world's best.
I think the first great moment or great narrative in the career of Leap to Fame came in that first Blacks of Fake.
They're chasing Grand Circuit glory. This is the Blacks of Fake, the biggest race staged in the Sunshine State. And it all points towards one horse, and that's Leap to Fame, the local star.
He'd won that Patron's Purse at Redcliffe in incredible style. He'd won the Sunshine Sprint. Everybody expected he would just turn up and win the Blacks of Fake in his own backyard at his first attempt. But there was his older half-brother waiting to take him on in Swayze. And when it came to that Blacks of Fake night and the way the barriers turned out, we knew that Swayze was going to be in front and Leap to Fame would have to do the work. But I still think we felt that Leap to Fame's champion qualities would get him home. And then disaster struck.
Swayze in front, Leap to Fame can't pick him up, Hot and Treacherous deeper, Swayze in front, and Swayze scores! Swayze beats Leap to Fame, Hot and Treacherous. Leap to Fame has finished the race with a busted wheel, which only adds to that performance. Second in 153.9 with a busted wheel, and it is completely busted.
The fact that he got the flat tyre about 400 metres from home, but he'd lost no admirers when everyone found out that the tyre was flat and actually wrapped around the rim.
So you imagine trying to ride a bike with one wheel locked.
It wasn't as though it just flattened and was pulling a flat tyre. It was wrapped around the axle itself.
Look, it's off the rim there. The wheel is off the rim.
If you have a look at Grant Dixon, you'll see him now start to lean to the right. You're right to take the weight off that left wheel.
And he had to run virtually the last lap of the race outside of Swayze, trying to run down Swayze, dragging one wheel on the inside. And I've looked at this so many times. You can see the vision in the home straight of Grant Dixon. He's trying to move his body weight sideways to lift that wheel almost in the air to give Leap to Fame a little bit of reprieve. And the performance that night in the record time to sit outside Swayze and drag that seized wheel and still run second, that sits with any of the performances of his career, even in defeat.
But all honours with the winner. His older brother has bragging rights this time round, Swayze. Cam, back-to-back in the Blacks of Fake.
The time for talk is now over. Who's going to walk the walk?
So the first Inter-Dominion for Leap to Fame was a bit of a story of redemption. He'd been beaten by Swayze, his older half-brother, in the Blacks of Fate. That was the first time they'd met. The next time they were to meet was going to be in that Inter-Dominion series.
ID 23. This is the Pacing Championship Grand Final.
The lead up to the race itself was the anticipation, the excitement, the fact that you were representing your own home state as a true Queenslander was, I think, very important to Kay and myself.
It's very rare these days to feel a spark in a harness racing crowd, but you can feel it when Leap to Fame is racing. When he races up the home straight, it's one of the few times when you hear that genuine excited cheer, even if he's $1.50, but I felt it last time when he won the Inter-Dominion in Brisbane. It was magnificent.
I stood down near the running rail here at Albion Park, and the moment when Grant Dixon just let him go off the back straight and around the home bend, I actually turned from the track to look back at the crowd and just feel the love for Leap to Fame as he dashed away from them.
Leap to Fame, he has exploded away. Margin is over 12 metres. Future assured Swayze, better eclipse to the outside. Leap to Fame, Leap to Fame. Operation Inter-Dominion complete, and it's all Larry. Leap to Fame bolts in. What a moment for Dixon.
Well, it's a hometown victory in the Inter-Dominion Grand Final, and now it's time for the home crowd to welcome their champion back in. Congratulations, Grant. How about this?
On a hometown point of view, and for Kevin and Kay Seymour and Grant and Trista Dixon and all their families, I don't think anything will quite match that first moment for him.
That is goosebump material, and they're here for you and your horse.
Yeah, so proud of him, Brittany. Yeah, like it's a dream come true for us, and yes, just so pleased we got the job done.
And he deserved an Inter-Dominion. He got the Inter-Dominion. He got his redemption over Swayze, and it absolutely cemented him as a great of the sport, that first win.
But to win this race in front of a hometown and a crowd, just amazing. Thank you very much for everybody involved. It's such a thrill. I'm just lost for words. Thanks very much.
This horse for Kevin Seymour is extraordinary. Like, he's devoted his life to harness racing, his eyesight is fading, and all of a sudden, this gift from the gods, Leap to Fame, has landed in his lap. It's really extraordinary. I believe that Leap to Fame is God's gift to Queensland harness racing, to have a series of home Inter-Dominions and a horse that comes along probably once every 50 years. It's an extraordinary coincidence. He's a star up here already. He's got a great name. Great horses deserve great names. Leap to Fame. It was almost as if the Seymour family knew that he was special and they gave him a special name. You don't get many horses coming along from Queensland who grab the imagination like Leap to Fame. He runs a 27-second quarter looking more relaxed than any horse in the history of Australian harness racing. Most horses, when they're running 27, they are flat out. They are almost tongues out here. He runs 27 with Dixon sitting quietly against him. It's extraordinary. That is a harness racing freak.
The remarkable thing about harness racing is if you compare, say, a Leap to Fame to a Winx, Chris Waller's job is to get Winx ready on the day and then hand the reins over to Hugh Bowman.
We wax lyrical about Chris Waller being a great trainer, and we call James McDonald, a jockey par excellence. Well, Dixon is both of those. He's a fabulous horseman.
But the pressure on Grant and the public expectation on Grant, Chris Waller gets to sit back and watch Hugh Bowman deal with that on Winx. Grant Dixon's got to do everything behind the scenes and then be the public face of every race. And, this horse has had 80 odd starts, and Grant's driving on him has been nothing short of extraordinary.
He's the best horseman in Australia for mine. What he has done with that horse, to be able to train it to the peak that it's got, then drive it well just about every time, is extraordinary.
It's all black and white. He is a special horse.
Well, I think greatness and legends and champions have chapters. And Leap to Fame has had chapters in his career where there's been doubts emerge. So those 4-year-old defeats, that period of time when he was beaten in a Hunter Cup, he was beaten in a Miracle Mile.
Don Hugo 2 metres in front of Leap to Fame, and he has arrived as a real superstar.
People wondered, he's getting older now. Have they caught up with him?
Oh my goodness, what an upset! District Attorney peeled off his back and did the unthinkable.
That was proven to be pretty short-lived.